I was told about 10 minutes, inshallah. Imam Azhar told me I can speak for 11. So I'm going to try to speak for 10 and a half minutes, inshallah. I have a very difficult challenge. I have to, in 10 or so minutes, talk about the most important decision that we all make in our life. So the way that I thought that I would do it, rather than speaking like a car salesman and telling you all the details, is to tell you kind of how it began and then where we are now. So about 7 years ago, I was in the same position as many of you with children were in. I was a new father and was trying to figure out what's the best decision to make for my son. What can I do for him that will make sure that he stays on a good path and a path that will preserve his good nature? All of our children, when they're born, have this fitrah, the reality of which is that they're in love with Allah from the day that they're born. And it's only their environment and their upbringing that can steer them away from that. And we ask Allah to protect our children. And that was my concern, that I felt as though I had a responsibility for my son to make sure that that love of Allah that's with him on the first minute of his birth is, for as long as I'm alive, preserved in his heart. And so, without going into my resume or whatnot, I felt that because of my education and my professional background, I had this responsibility. I want to just mention a few things about my academic background so everyone knows that myself, as the director of Sena, and all of our team are highly qualified and educated to do the work that we're doing. We're not just well-intentioned parents or individuals in the community. I have a master's degree from the Teachers College at Columbia University. I graduated when I was 23 years old. I was the youngest student in my class. I did some work with the United Nations in New York City and in Geneva with the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees. And all of that is meaningful, but the most important thing to me is that I was a father of my son Jamal. For me, that was the most important thing. And so with all of that background that I had academically and professionally, we decided to create something that would be unique. Something that would break down the current options that families had and give them a new option and what we hope to be a better option. So about 7 years ago, we started a nonprofit called Sena Trust Foundation, and the bedrock or the cornerstone program was going to be Sena Preparatory Learning Center, which is a new model for education for families. We feel it should be a consideration for every family, and I'll talk to you a little bit in detail about why we feel it's so special. What we did for about a year before even starting Sena Preparatory was to do a feasibility study, see what the options were available to myself and my wife as a young couple, as young parents. And we were not satisfied with any of the options. There was public school, there was private school, there was homeschooling, which was the most realistic option for us at that time. But when we did our research after about a year, we figured out that there is a way to take the best parts of all of those models and put them together. We just had to be creative, we had to sacrifice a lot, and we had to be determined to make it happen. But again, when I kept looking at my son every day, we felt that we should make it happen. And so what we did was we started Sena Preparatory 7 years ago. For 3 years, we decided to give it a shot. And if it was effective, meaning that the students would do well academically and spiritually and in their character and moral development, we felt that we would continue. If we felt in any of those areas that it would not be effective, we said we would stop. But after 3 years, mashallah, we found that all of our students were grading in the top percentile. They were passing all of their standardized exams. And most importantly, almost every one of our students was being recognized in the community for their good character. And that was the most important thing to us. So we decided to continue. We moved the center to Miramar, where we've been for the past 3 years, and we'll be here for the inshallah future as well. All of our students are actually enrolled in Broward County and public school systems. So they're all technically, they remain accredited public school students. What our model allows us to do, because we have a relationship with both Miami-Dade County and Broward County, is educate them in our center. So we have a purpose-built facility for the teaching of our students. So for the parent, it feels, for all intents and purposes, like a full-time Islamic school or a full-time school. They drop off at 8:30 and they pick up at 3:30. And what happens in between is just really a miracle, in my opinion. For it to be happening in 2017, in the times that we're living in, is really a miracle, and that's what keeps me motivated to go to work every day. But for the past 6 years, now going on to 7, all of our fully accredited public school students have been testing in the top percentiles of the state standardized test. And according to the peers that they have in Dade and Broward County doing the identical curriculum, but not in Sena Prep, they're above and beyond. And this is not just me talking, this is the principal of Broward County Public Schools, this is the principal in Miami-Dade County Public Schools. I can give you their contact information, you can give them my name, and you can tell them that I asked you to contact them, to ask them in their honest opinion about Sena Prep and their students. We have a 7-year relationship with them now, and I'm happy to give you their name, Dr. Lopez in Miami-Dade County, and Mr. Chris McGuire in Broward County. I just had a meeting with Mr. McGuire about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and he told me that our Sena Prep students who are doing the same curriculum as the other Broward County students are grading above and beyond. They're all getting on the honor roll. Second thing he told me is that, again, our students who are doing the identical curriculum compared to non-Sena Prep students are grading in the top percentiles on the FSA and on cognitive testing. And the third thing that he told me, and these are his words, and the academic counselor, Mrs. Patino, she said that when your students come in for testing, that they're the most well-behaved. She said that they come in the happiest. She said that they come in with the most respect. They don't come in with any anxiety, any fear, any trepidation. They come in with confidence. They come in with himma, and they leave with happiness, and they leave with himma. And this was from her lips. And this was the most proudest achievement that we could have, that among all of the children, thousands who come into that school every day that she works with, she recognized our handful of students for their good character and their good behavior. And so we're very, very proud of our track record. We feel that this is an option that every family should consider. The biggest obstacle has been that we're not very good self-promoters. This is not being a humble brag, but we're just not very good at advertising. Why? Because we're so focused on our children. We're so focused on developing the foundation. We're so focused on being true to our principles that we don't do a lot of self-promotion. As much as we try to be on social media, we do half as much as Imam Azhar. We're trying to catch up. We should put him on our social media team, I think. But we're not very good at it, you know? We don't have enough, we just are so laser focused on the children. And mashallah, the proof is in the pudding. If you come in for just 1 minute, 1.5 hour, anytime to Sena, you'll recognize how quiet it is. Everyone who comes in says, it's so quiet in here. Is this a school? Are there children here? The other thing that you'll recognize is our students will come to you and say salam. They'll never leave a stranger without salam. They'll never leave an older person without opening the door for them. These are the things that we try to impress upon them every single day. And so, I never used emotional blackmailing for people to consider Sena. There are a lot of people who do that, whether it's for some humanitarian cause, a masjid, fundraising, or another Islamic school. We don't do that at Sena. All we ask you to do is to at least consider Sena, to learn about it, to go to our website, senatrust.org, SANADTRUST.org. And just go there and read the material on the website. Watch our videos. See some of the YouTube videos that we post up. See what we're about. That's all that I'm asking for you tonight. I'm not asking for any money. I'm not going to emotionally blackmail you and tell you you're doing something wrong by sending your kids here or there. All that I'm asking you to do is to leave tonight having thought about Sena, having learned about Sena, and consider Sena for your children. Every year we leave our children for about 1,200 hours with strangers. This is the amount of hours your child and my child spends in school every single year. 1,152 to be exact. But with travel and everything, that's rounded up to 1,200 hours. For 1,200 hours, 1,200 hours, your children are with another person. At Sena, the way that we built it is that we built Sena so that every family that attends Sena and drops their child off knows that their child will not be in any better place for 1,200 hours every year outside of their home than Sena. And you ask our children that, they'll tell you the same thing. That there's no better place outside of the home than for them to be at Sena. Our children, we have to kick them out at the end of the day. They don't want to leave the school. They're all happy. And so these are the things that you should think about. Where is my child going to be for the next upcoming school year? 1,200 hours. Are they going to be in good company? Are they going to be in safe company? Are they going to be in moral company? Are they going to be in evil company? These are the things that we're having to think about today as parents. And maybe it's not the best option for you. Maybe it's not feasible for a variety of reasons. But at least give it a chance. At least consider it. At least learn about it. And at the very minimum, make dua for our effort. Myself and the team, we've sacrificed everything. We've sacrificed our careers. We've sacrificed a lot of money. We've sacrificed other opportunities. You know? I had an uncle come up to me one time and said, basically in Urdu, like, Bajara. He went to an Ivy League university. He was working with the United Nations corner office in Geneva, and now he's doing this. But this is our life's work. Imam Azhar, the reason why he travels is the same reason. There's a deep personal connection to our khidmah. We're not doing this for dunya. And so all that we're asking for you tonight is to consider Sena Trust, and at the very minimum that you make dua for the project. And if you can do beyond that, there's two things. One is come in and meet with us until we move into our new space in August. We have the masjid here so generously has given us temporary office space on the second floor. We're here every Tuesday and Thursday, 10:30 to about 2 p.m. Make an appointment, come in, learn about our program, learn about its details, learn how to register, right? And that's one thing. And the second thing that you can do, if you can't do that, if you're in a position that Allah has blessed you with wealth, consider becoming a donor to our project. Right? We have in it everything that the Prophet ﷺ said. That there are everything that will leave you except for three: good deeds, children who make dua. We have it all. Sadaqah that will be perpetual for you. We have it in our project. So that's the last thing that I ask you. Maybe you don't have children. Maybe it's not feasible. Maybe you can't, for whatever reason, enroll. At least consider giving the wealth that Allah has blessed you with to our project. The last thing that I will say, and I'll leave it with this, is that people often ask, how much does it cost? It's a valid question. I can completely appreciate it. But I'm not going to answer that question the way that you want me to answer it. I'm telling you that the annual tuition is this month. I told you that every year your children go to school for 1,152 years. Our center charges $4.34 per hour. And you can do the math at home. But that's what we charge. That's our tuition. $4.34 per hour for a child to get for 7 hours every day a sacred environment, a noble environment, a good environment, an environment in which they're being taught about not just Allah and the Prophet, peace be upon him, but how to be upright citizens, how to be intelligent. Our students are taking all accredited coursework. Our high school students are doing AP and honors, and we have 3 of them, mashallah, doing dual enrollment work with Miami-Dade College. So we're not a mediocre program. We're very high quality, and if you want to call it a gifted program, advanced gifted type of curriculum. This is high quality, qualified professionals. And so I'm very happy that I had the opportunity to speak with you for a few minutes. I'm very grateful to Shoaib Bhai, who is actually one of our parents as well. Samir Kakli is here. Some of the other families are here as well. Some of our students come. Ayaan and Azim and Ammar are here in the Quran program. Sister Hamira works with us. Sister Zubi works with us. So there's a lot of family here from Sena. You're welcome to speak to them. And after I'm done, any family in Sena that you find about, go and talk to them. Any student of Sena, go and talk to them. Ask them honestly, did Brother Han tell the truth? How did they work? Is it the best place that you found? Ask the children that. I know I keep saying the last thing, but I have to share with you one last thing. In the past 2 weeks, 2 mothers have come to me in tears because of no options for their daughters. And just on Thursday, we met with a family. And it's sad as a community that our mothers have to cry because they can't find options that are of proper quality education for their children. And I talked to the girl for a little bit. She's going into 7th grade. And she said that, I asked her what did she not like about her school. She said it was disgusting. These are her words. And we said why? What was the most negative thing? She said every day she was getting bullied. And she was getting in fights. Imagine. hijabi Muslima having to fight in her school every day because they're talking about her hijab, they're talking about her deen, they're talking about this, they're talking about that. And then when I described to her Sena and the environment, you could just see physically her mind, her body, and her heart change. And her mother was in tears, and I said, do you have any questions? She said, no, everything that you said was every question answered in what you said. This is what we've been looking for. And so make dua for those mothers who are struggling to find options for their children. Make dua for our community. We're just a member, a servant of this community, and we hope that we can do good work so that Allah is pleased with us. Again, thank you, Shoaib Bhai, and to the board here for letting us speak for a few minutes and for hosting us for a few weeks in the temporary office. And when we have our new space, inshallah, beginning of August, all of you are welcome for the grand opening. And again, keep us in your du'as and forgive me for any shortcomings. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu